Welcome to Medical Confessions,
your remedy for serious medicine. I'm Jen.
I'm April.
And I'm Scott. Today we're going to be talking about why vitamins turn your pee yellow and what it is with asparagus that makes your pee stink.
I'm trying to get over this table. Like, this is like an OCD person's worst nightmare. And I'm just thinking of, like, what would happen if somebody, like, just, jiggled or mishandled. Especially since one of the cups is currently leaking a bit.
It's leaking pee.
So what we've already done today is we have all taken vitamins, different types, so different content. And we have all eaten asparagus prior to our urine sample. So,
and then we've peed in a cup for your pleasure.
Yes.
And we're going to see if it smells and if we can smell it, because not everyone can smell the sulfur compounds coming from the pee or from the asparagus.
Right. And we had this conversation in planning for this episode, and I've, around work or what have you, the conversation comes up. Someone had mentioned, asparagus equals stinky pee. I've been eating it my whole life and never knew that. And just assumed that my pee isn't affected by asparagus. So,
so you've never had the, being 12 years old, all of a sudden your pee really stinks, you took some vitamins and it's yellow and you go, Mom, I think there's something wrong with me?
No, like I know that I've done the vitamin thing, but I didn't know that asparagus made your pee smell until I was an adult and people told me that. And then I found out that I was one of the few. But what we were talking about before the episode was that perhaps it's a smelling thing, so maybe I just can't smell it. Maybe my pee really does stink and I just can't smell the smell.
Well, it is true. There's been tons of studies on the asparagus. There's a huge controversy on what it actually is that's making it smell, because not everybody can smell it. And so what the studies are saying and finding is that only about 40 to 50% of people actually produce the gene that allow you to break down the molecule in asparagus that causes it to smell. So not everybody is a smell producer, so to speak.
Okay.
And only about 20% of people can actually smell the compound, so they're a smeller, so to speak.
That seems like the likelihood then that I would have come across so many people that both have stinky pee and can smell it, very unlikely then. But it seems like every person I know.
Well, and I would agree with you. I haven't met too many people. I think you're the first that's ever said that they can't smell it. So I was actually shocked at the 20%, or it's 22%, is what the studies are saying.
But I don't think that I can't smell it, because I have a story for you.
Okay.
So in conversation with adults, your pee smells with asparagus. So I was talking to my husband and telling him that, I've never smelled it. And he's like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, my pee smells horrible for hours after, just like you'd mentioned,
Mine.
April. And I didn't believe him, didn't care, whatever, wasn't worried about it. So at one point in our relationship, I was taking a hot, steamy shower, and he decided to pull the curtain back, and he peed behind me in the shower. I gagged. This smell was horrific. It was the hot, like, humid, jungly smell. I could smell it. Like, it was clear. And I was like, oh, my. And he was laughing. Like, he thought it was like a Dutch oven, like, in the shower. Like, he thought it was hilarious. And clearly, I could tell now.
Did he get any on you? Did he, like, pee on you?
Oh, I'm sure he did. Like, I didn't know he was doing this. I'm sure it was, like, right on my feet. And probably, but I could smell it, and it was disgusting. And he was like, that's what I've been talking about, Jenny. It was, so I don't think that I can't, I know that I can smell it, you know, so I still think that my pee doesn't smell.
There's so many questions I have before we get into specifics. One, I've never peed. I'm not a shower peer. I'm just not. I don't know what it is. It's gross to me. I've just never peed in the shower, but I heard lots of people pee in the shower.
I brush my teeth in the shower.
I can see brushing teeth, but just peeing in the shower, I don't know what it does. It doesn't feel like a toilet. It feels like a place you want to clean yourself, not
right.
Spray everywhere.
I aim for the drain.
Yeah.
So you do pee in the shower?
Yeah.
So my question actually was, is Dave a shower peer normally, or did he just
No, because he's OCD.
He just thought golden shower time?
He's OCD, so I could not imagine that he's a shower peer, but since it was me, he's okay with it being like, it was a good prank. Like, for him,
speaking of golden showers, if we cannot get straight into the science, but so there's actually an ethnic group in the 30s called the Pashtuns in what's now Pakistan, Afghanistan area that used to kill people by death by golden shower.
Did you drown them with their urine?
Drown them with their urine. So there was a British
like a
officer.
whole bunch of people all at once, or just one person would take someone out?
A whole bunch of ladies. So
ladies.
Yeah. So there's a British officer who fought in the war back then. His name was John Masters. He wrote a book called Bugles and Tigers. If you ever read it, it's actually pretty good because he talks about the horrors of war at the time and how both sides were just torturing the crap out of each other. And so one of the torture methods the ladies did was they would stake the men down and force their mouth open so wide that they couldn't swallow, and then they'd each take turns peeing into his mouth until he drowned. And that
like,
was
I
their
don't know what
method of-
part of that torture is worse, like the drowning part, or like just having dozens of women you don't know. Just like that's
Well, and so when I read the book, several times he mentions that he witnessed a gang rape scenario on the man first by the women, and then they peed into his mouth.
Oh.
Which,
There's some people that probably that wouldn't be torture for.
well,
Is that what
my
you're getting
thought
at?
is, why? I mean, there's probably some guys out there that want to have a bunch of ladies go to town, but then why kill them afterwards? Or why please? I mean, it seems like a dichotomy of things. You shouldn't do both at the same time. Either kill them, or this seems like a Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
We've digressed too much. I'm sorry.
No, you actually have.
Yeah.
April and I are on topic
You're
already.
like, why are you talking about killing people with pee? I remember reading the book and we were talking about it, and I thought, well, this will be an interesting golden shower
It's amazing
story.
what.
And then we started talking about peeing in the shower,
Yeah.
and it came to me.
Yeah. Good.
Let's hope they didn't eat asparagus first.
No, that could be torture. I could see that. That would be horrible. So why? Let's talk about it first. Why does it actually make your pee stink? When you eat it, how long does it take? What's the time frame?
Well, what everybody agrees on is it's sulfur compounds. There's tons of controversy on exactly which one it is. In the late 1800s, methanethiol was the first compound they thought that caused the smell. And it's not the asparagus itself, the molecules in it, it's when it gets broken down by your body, the molecules your body's creating in the digestive process, one of those molecules being methanethiol. So that's the one that most everybody points to. But in 1975, there's a Dr. Robert White who did more modern day studies on the chemicals, and he found methylthioacrylate and methylthiopropionate were the two that he thought was creating the compound, and not methanethiol at all. And then later on, like in the late 80s, another doc did the same thing. He found 6 other sulfur compounds and methanethiol, but not the 2 that Robert White did. So clearly, it seems like there's several different compounds of sulfur compounds that are created when you digest the asparagus that could produce the smell. No one's really definitively nailed it down. There's controversy all over the place. And you can read.
I just think it's funny that this is controversial. Like somebody's life
What's
work.
making the pee
why
smell?
asparagus makes your pee smell.
Well, if you're like any other kid, like I remember being a teenager and I was taking vitamins at the time. I was playing basketball, so you take vitamins to stay healthier, and my pee turned yellow, and then I'd eat, and I had actually never linked it with asparagus. I just knew every now and then my pee really stunk.
Yeah.
And I was thinking everything under the sun, like I'm dying of cancer, it's all yellow, and it smells bad, and do I have some sort of UTI? I don't know. And then, later on found out it was the asparagus. So I could see docs, controversy. People want to know.
Right.
What's the deal?
Yeah.
So either way, the controversy's out there. Who knows exactly which compound it is, but it is a sulfur compound of some sort. But, like we said before, not everybody can smell it, and not everybody can produce it. So when you say that sometimes you smell it, sometimes you don't, it makes me think that there's probably then several different compounds being produced, and maybe there's one of them that you can smell.
Well, I
and one of
don't
them
ever
that you
smell it
can't.
on myself, is what I'm saying. Like, so
So maybe you're not a producer.
I don't think I'm a producer, but
You're a
we'll
smeller.
know later I'm a smeller because I've been at work after we've had meals of asparagus and somebody will come out. It's almost like a joke, like, ha ha, you're going in. And I can clearly smell it at work. And I'm like, oh, this is unfair. I can't get you back.
Well, and it makes sense that, we talked about 22% of the people, can smell it, but I think we've talked about in previous episodes how smell works. So there's there's quite a bit of different genes that can produce different receptor sites inside your nostrils that sense different protein molecules. And so those different molecules, whether it's the methanolthiol, the methanolthiol acrylate, whichever it is, some people might have the receptor sites that can sense methanolthiol, and some people might not, and they can sense the methylthiol acrylate. I think the controversy is going to be out there until you can nail down maybe it's all of them, maybe it's just one of them. But when you say you can smell it sometimes and not on yourself, maybe your body just has a weird digestive system that doesn't.
Well, we've
and
already assumed that.
Previous episodes talked about your GI tract issues.
Or lack of.
And you don't poop, so that's good.
Right, because girls don't. So, except April. But her ratio is...
Your finger ratio is amazing.
So what we've done today then is we have all taken vitamins, we've all had asparagus, and then we've all done a urine sample. So I guess our question right now is, how does our
Can
urine
we all smell it? Yeah.
So I don't know how we, go about the smelling of all three, but I think it's important that we each smell all
We're going
three
to smell
samples.
each other's pee right now on camera.
Okay.
So let's each start.
Ooh, be careful opening it. He seems...
Oh, that one's already dripping, so there's that.
So you're giving me that one?
Yeah.
Could we wash our hands beforehand?
I did.
I think it's more important that we wash them after. Okay. Oh, God.
It does smell. I can smell it from here.
Can you?
Yes.
Maybe I'm not a
I
smeller.
only smell the wine right now.
Ugh, I could smell it for sure.
Oh, gosh.
That one's April's?
It's got to be April.
That one doesn't smell very bad, but it does smell.
That one stinks. I think they're all gonna stink.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. That one's clearly mine.
Does that one stink to you?
Well, I don't know.
That
they
one's
all
less
just smell like
smelly.
Oh,
urine.
God. Jeez.
They all smell like so. So that one's yours, right?
Yeah, let me
Because
smell.
yours has the least amount of smell, I think.
It doesn't smell good, but it does not smell like those two. Like,
Well,
those two make me gag. That does not.
yeah, yours has less.
So is that an option? Can you have less amount? So maybe
No,
that's
but you
why I
can
don't.
just not be a producer. I mean, you
So there's
just.
something else in my urine that stinks. It's not the silver.
I think it's just urine. I think urine just stinks in general, right?
Yeah.
Those
Can
two are
we
gross.
agree on that?
Yeah,
It
like
does.
But
those
yeah,
two are
these ones are
stinky.
worse.
There's
yeah,
a clearly there's a clearly a sulfur smell there.
Okay.
I think.
Oh.
It's horrible.
We're so. Why did we do that? Like we just take our word for it. My pee stinks. Good enough.
Whose idea
Yeah,
was it to
mine-
drip pee on the table?
I think it's yours, so I'm glad that. Oh, okay. So.
Okay, but
I
then
wanna wash my
also
hands.
yours, you both took.
Well, we
the
haven't gotten
beet-
to the vitamin part
Oh,
of the
okay.
episode yet, so we'll discuss the color content of the samples.
Someone's clearly more hydrated than the rest.
Well,
Or
or
less.
vitamins.
Vitamins, yeah.
Right?
No, I take a lot of vitamins.
Did
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Is there B2 in it?
Yes, but we discussed not enough to make
Oh,
my pee.
that's right. You had a
color.
low milligrams. Because you really don't need that much.
Right.
So I guess it's fair to say that if both of your samples were pungent, you guys are
Pretty
producers,
pungent.
and you
Yeah.
guys are also smellers because you
Mhm.
could smell it. So we're saying that we could take a random person off the street who isn't a smeller, and they would smell all those three, and it wouldn't smell to them,
That is
or
what
maybe
the-
just normal urine smell.
That is what the studies are saying. And it's interesting, I didn't find a single study that tested whether non-producers tend to be smellers and vice versa, and what those ratios are. If you're not a producer, can you also not be a smeller, and then you just don't have any problems at all with asparagus? But I didn't find any that separated the two out, so I thought that was interesting.
Well, what are some? Well, clearly, vitamins affect the color and so on. We know hydration does. So are there other things that can change the smell of your urine besides asparagus?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, UTIs being one of them. Any sort of bacterial infection is going to cause, you know.
But what about anything else that's fleeting? So something that you've
Like
ingested.
a fungus or you know, I don't know.
I'm just curious if there's any other foods
I'm
that
sure
change
there
the way that it
'Cause
smells.
my
I haven't
peas
run
smell-
across any.
Not like
It's
And
the
you would
asparagus.
notice, yeah, because you
It's
take good
awful.
notes.
I get mad at myself when I have to go to the bathroom after I go and eat asparagus.
Like, why did I eat that green leafy vegetable?
'Cause
Why do I
it's
like it so
horrible.
much? And it always tastes so good though.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and I've never like faulted it because I've never really been afflicted.
Well, and
until
have
that
you
one
ever
day
thought
I
that you're actually just eating babies? Because full-grown asparagus actually is unpalatable. It's too fibrous. You can't chew it. So it's always just the young.
So that's why the bottoms of the stalks are not good usually.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've really thought about eating
I don't know.
babies.
It's always stuck with me. I'm eating a baby. Oh, all right. Tastes so
Be
good.
trapped in your mind. It's like
It's not a good place to be. Clearly.
So let's talk about the color of our urine then.
Color of the urine, yeah.
So everybody, we all got up this morning. I will say I'm not well hydrated. I did not drink a lot of water yesterday. I drank 2 or 3 cups of coffee this morning and then almost no water since then. So I'd like to blame it on vitamins, but there also is probably some dehydration compounds to that.
Well, and do you drink coffee every day?
Yes.
Well, then coffee won't dehydrate you, so that's a good thing. So you can actually hydrate yourself just as well with coffee as long as you drink at least 2 cups a day.
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes me happy. Because
Yay.
I'm like, coffee is like my asparagus. I'm like, no, why do you do that?
Well,
to yourself?
actually, there was some cool studies done where they hydrated athletes with just caffeinated beverages and
Oh,
with
'cause I will drink all
water,
day.
and it was the
I-
same.
Oh, wow.
But because it's actually the antidiuretic hormone that's in coffee is such a small amount that your body actually, or excuse me, it's not the antidiuretic hormone. So your body will produce antidiuretic hormone in response to the caffeine,
Okay.
and because the diuretic properties of caffeine is so small, you can produce enough antidiuretic hormone that you won't actually pee it off if you're used to it.
Okay.
But if you don't drink coffee every day, then that's different. You can dehydrate yourself.
Okay, so
But
somebody
if-
that goes on a coffee binge then is going to be at risk for...
Yeah, if you don't normally drink caffeinated beverages, but there's caffeine in anything.
Right.
It's not just coffee; it's anything with caffeine, really. Anyways, we've digressed off of
Again.
Yep.
So that's what we do. And then Scott, yours is... You took vitamins this morning.
I took lots of vitamin B2 because that is what's turning your pee yellow. With vitamins, it's the riboflavin in vitamins, so it's not all the vitamins, just that specific one will turn yellow. And actually, I was really hydrated yesterday. We drank a ton of water. So I don't think I'm too dehydrated, but I'm definitely yellow there.
Yeah.
So did you guys take did you just take the B complex, or did you do a multivitamin?
I take a multivitamin in the morning,
Okay.
so and a couple other supplements that don't have riboflavin in it. I don't know what Scott did.
Yeah, so I took the B complex because it had the highest level of riboflavin. I knew that's the one that's going to do it, so I might as well do that one. But there's so many different brands out there. A lot of them doesn't even have B2 in it. But the ones that do, that's what's going to turn your pee yellow. Actually, flavin comes from the Latin term flavus, which means yellow. That's where it came from.
Before we filmed, I peed in a cup and just happened to set it on the bathroom counter, and my daughter walked in and she was like, "What is that?" Like, pee. She was pretty disgusted. She couldn't figure out why urine
You're
would ever be
peeing.
that. I'm like, we did it on purpose. She still didn't think it was good.
Did she? Could she smell it?
No, she
Okay.
did. Well, and she's short, you know.
She
is
just
a-
thought it was
yeah.
gross.
She was disgusted by the color. So,
Well, you can always.
So is it only B2 that does it? Because I know like antibiotics will do it. Right?
Yes.
Oh,
Turn
antibiotics
bright
make it.
orange or
oh,
Yeah, certain types, and I don't know the specifics of the antibiotics. I just know the vitamins from researching this particular topic. But I have heard people say antibiotics will turn pee yellow. It'll turn your teeth brown if you
Yeah.
take way too much.
right.
I think we've talked about that in a previous
yeah,
episode,
we
actually.
have. We have.
But yeah, but at the end of the day, don't drink it. Have you seen Bear Grylls drink pee out of a
Ugh.
snake?
No, but I've made somebody drink pee.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah.
How did you do that?
I wasn't a good kid, but there was one neighborhood kid, sorry Clinton, that I used to torture, and he wanted to jump on a trampoline. So I made him drink my pee.
So to
He
jump
did
on the
it.
trampoline, you had to drink your pee.
Wow.
He did it. He's a
God.
trooper. He was like mysteriously absent from school for like a week after. And actually, you can answer that. Did he get sick from my pee because he drank it and then
How much
he
did
did
you
it?
drink?
Like I peed in a cup and he drank it, so probably whatever, half a cup, and he chugged it. And
Good for
other
him.
neighbor kids watched it. It was like chug. And he was like sick. He didn't go to school for a week. And one of the neighborhood kids said that his mom said that he had stomach problems and he couldn't eat pizza.
I'll bet he did.
He couldn't eat pizza or marinara sauce for like a year. So I don't know if it was like connected. I also
You
shot him with
tortured
a BB gun, but that's a separate story.
Poor kid.
So what happens when you drink pee?
When he comes around you, does his eyes start twitching a little bit? It's like, oh God.
I actually should look him up. I wonder what happened to him.
And say sorry?
He's probably got like IBS or something.
Oh.
He wasn't very nice sometimes.
He deserved it.
You deserve to drink my pee.
He was willing.
No, it's actually not healthy to drink your pee, and it won't hydrate you. So when Bear Grylls does it, he's doing it wrong because he's just like peeing. Have you seen that episode? He actually skins a snake, pees into the snake skin as his cantina.
Filter, as holder.
As his holder. He just, like a tube sock, and pees in there, and then saves it for later because when he gets thirsty, and then drinks it. So the problem with that being is that urine is actually just a little bit more salt in it than seawater. And everybody knows seawater is going to dehydrate you. The salt in there will pull water off, and it's going to make you more dehydrated than you were before you took it in. Urine is actually a little bit more, has more a little bit salt content. Salinity, that was the word I was trying to come up with. Anyway, there's also lots of other things that gets put out in urine that's bad for you, but really it's the dehydration thing. You can use urine to hydrate yourself, but you have to make like a solar still first. You got to put it like in a bucket somehow, and then collect the condensation that comes off, and then the salts will remain, and then just the water molecules
Just like you would
will come
seawater.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same process.
Like everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever watch Voyage of the Mimi when you were
Yes,
younger?
I did.
I love that. That's where I learned that from.
That was good.
And since then, I've turned out that's true.
April's
Anyways,
too young.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't see it.
oh, it's a good show, PBS. Anyway, so yeah, don't drink your pee straight. It's bad for you. It'll probably make you throw up.
Well, he didn't throw up. He actually rallied and jumped on the trampoline. He enjoyed the trampoline after that. But it was, like, I just thought, like, in my head, I kind of thought, ooh, did it eat a hole in his stomach? And now you can't have marinara sauce, like the acidity, like, then I was like, yeah, carry on.
He's still alive. He did not die, if you recall.
He didn't die. He just couldn't enjoy a good piece of pizza for a while.
Gross.
He was willing.
He was.
He knew
And
the
good for him.
stakes.
He really wanted to jump on
He
that
really
trampoline.
did. That was a long time ago. Any other interesting pee facts?
Not that we can talk about on camera, probably. I did actually one time. So my parents had bunk beds when we were younger, and we had those bunk beds that were like this and not like this.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was about my brother, but he really made me mad. And I had the top bunk, and he was at the bottom. And I remember thinking, I'm peeing on him. And so sure enough, he's just laying there reading a book, and I just whip it out and start peeing all over him.
You judged me for making somebody drink it.
He didn't drink it. I just,
Yeah, but you
sprayed him a little bit.
urinated on him in your bedroom. That's
Well-
clearly worse than a mistake.
Well, my favorite part is he chose the worst method of defense you could think of because he had a cloth blanket. And so, I was yelling tidal wave as he was pulling the blanket up over his head, which that's not going to keep the water. Well, and plus he made a little bowl, because his knees and his head, and it made a little bowl in the center. Well, then the pee was pooling and then started. So then I see the little finger kind of go up from the center to make a tent effect so the pee would.
Yeah.
So funny. He got peed on. Is
Yeah,
what happened.
well, sure.
And that was amazing.
Did you get in trouble?
No, we never told my parents.
Oh,
You get more in trouble from that than you would from.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got me back at some point.
Oh.
Several times. Actually, he did. now that I'm thinking of it, but that's for another
I'm
episode.
sure. We'll pull out those. April's acting very high and mighty, like she's never done anything like that to anybody.
So you've never jellyfish stung yourself, and like
No.
Monica from Friends peed all over it?
Does
No.
that actually work? It works, right?
Does it?
No.
It doesn't
No.
work?
No,
Oh.
it'll actually make it worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh.
Well, there's what are they called? Nematocysts? Nemocytes? Nemocysts or nemocytes? Can't remember the name. But the name of the molecule that's actually causing the stinging, the venom, if the solute content in urine is so much different than seawater, it'll actually break apart that molecule and make it sting worse. So that's why I also don't want to use fresh water to wipe it off or to wash it off, because that'll make the sting worse as well.
So what do you use? Just seawater?
So vinegar, or there's 5% acetic acid are the two good ones. But, and again, it depends on the type of jellyfish, because the venom's different for each one. But vinegar works pretty well, acetic acid, and then some types of jellyfish, not in North America, respond to baking soda and water.
Yeah, and that's just stuff you readily have available when you're at the beach. Just
Yeah.
baking soda and vinegar, just boom, pull them out of the bag.
But no, yeah,
Right next to the sunglasses and the sunblock.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's time that helps. If you want to try and wash it off in the seawater, that'll help because you'll get more of it off.
Yeah.
But no, don't pee on it and don't
Well,
use
that's good to
fresh
know,
water.
because if I've never been stung by a jellyfish, but in my mind, I had always thought, I will immediately find someone to pee on me. That's the go-to.
And you're going to be okay with it. Clearly, you're okay with people peeing on you in the
Well,
shower,
I'm not
so
okay
it's
with
not
it, but in dire situations.
as long as they don't have asparagus first.
Well, is pee good for anything then? I guess that's really what it comes down to. It just sounds like it's yucky, nasty stuff that we don't need for any good reason.
Well, that's what it is. It's getting rid of waste in your body. I mean, it's part of the process of kidneys is to get rid of the acids in your body.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of your acid-base balance, and so your kidneys will secrete tons of acids, different types of acids. So it is a waste mechanism, so it's not really good for you. But there are lots of people who say drinking is healthy for you, but I don't.
So there are actually people that drink it, like regularly.
I've heard of diets like that before, where they'll, for health reasons, and pregnant pee for some reason.
I've heard that before
What?
too.
But
Yeah.
Again, I don't know.
No.
HCG.
Yeah. This is 21st century. Modern technologies come around. I think
You don't
there's
have to
plenty
drink
of other
your own, yeah.
things you can do other than drink your own urine. Definitely don't want to oil pull with that.
No. Not it.
All right.
So at the end of the day, that's why vitamins make your pee yellow. It's the riboflavin, and it's the sulfur compounds that get produced by metabolizing the asparagus.
And not everyone's producers and not everyone are smellers. So, fun little fact to test out with your spouse.
And now we know what each other's urine smells like, so that's
right.
awesome.
That's right. Well, if you liked what you heard or saw today, please check us out on YouTube, our podcast, or on our website.
Medicalconfessions.com.